This is Midwest Katie. I've been hanging around YouTube for a while now, but this is the first video I've done. This is a video response to Katzcradul to show her the things that I've canned and to thank her for all her help and her inspiration. About 3 years ago, I went looking for a pickle recipe. I was going to put up pickles, and I had no idea what I was doing. I watched her video about 15 times, put up pickles, and was very happy with the results I got. Then I started watching some of her other videos, and I thought, this lady knows a lot of stuff. And I watched her videos. Through her channel, I got introduced to Susan from Imstillworkin, Michigan Snow Pony, or some people know as Renee, Noreen from Noreen's Kitchen, Bev from our Acre Homestead, Deb from the Perbain Channel, Linda from Linda's Pantry. Those are all wonderful, wonderful people. I have learned so much from them. So cats, these are the things I've canned. Thank you again. 3 years ago I started with that pickle recipe, so I'm going to show you that one first. This is Katzcradul's bread and butter pickle recipe. You can see I did it in 2012, 3 years ago. About 2 weeks ago I took it to an open house. They're still crunchy, still delicious, still good. I have people ask for these all the time. Thank you again. I put up dill pickles. These happen to be spicy ones. You can see the red pepper in there. My son and I both like those kind of things. We had an early frost a couple years ago, so I grabbed all my green tomatoes and made a green tomato pickle. This is a really old recipe I found online. My mom and I like these. My husband and I try not to eat white sugar. In fact, we don't eat any white sugar. This is a pickle recipe using the ball pickle mix, but it's using Splenda instead of sugar. It has a little bit different texture because sugar has a preserving quality to it besides just being a sweetener. So the texture is a little different. Excellent, excellent flavor though. I don't think you'd be disappointed if you tried it. I did a lot of fruits. One of the fruits I did was blueberries. Got them at a good price. I may rethink blueberries a little bit how I do them because the juice all squeezes out of it. I may freeze them first and can them again next time. Then can them next time. Excellent, excellent taste though. I've canned grapefruit. A lot of prep time because it takes a lot of work to cut all those out of the membranes, but excellent taste. It tastes just like fresh. Been real happy with those. I learned a lot about canning as I went. One of the things I learned is I don't like raw packed apples. I don't like hot pack apples. Everything I've tried with hot packing apples gets me a jar full of mush. So now I raw pack them, and then they have a shape and a texture, and I can use them for different things. I can cook them more and get applesauce. I can use them in a pie. Everything I've tried though with hot packing, even though they don't, you trying to get them not to fit better in the jar, I haven't had good luck with it. I'm not going to do that one anymore. These are excellent though. I canned sweet cherries, got a great buy in them. These came out wonderful. These are packed just in water. I've canned pineapple. Susan from Imstillworkin suggested I try pineapple. Our local grocer had them a while back. 10 fresh pineapples for $10. And I thought, how the heck can they even ship them for that much? These are excellent. They taste like fresh and not like the can. And I love the water. These are just in plain water. I love the water that comes out of these. It has a great pineapple taste, and I use that in my tea. I canned grapes. They had grapes at our store for 70 cents a pound one day, and I thought, why the heck not? I'll try it. They taste like what I thought they would taste like. They taste like grapes that come in a fruit cocktail. They got that texture and that taste to it. Excellent, excellent. Canned peaches, they're not my favorite because when you can them in water, they're a little sour. We don't use any sweetener in it. They're okay. We use them in cobblers and things like that, sometimes on yogurt or granola. We're just not big peach fans. This is not necessarily my favorite fruit. This is my favorite fruit. Our local farmer's market one day had one of the farmers had prune plums on sale. And these are prune plums. I canned them. They are excellent. I highly recommend to try this if you haven't tried them yet. I've canned a lot of vegetables. One of the things I love best about canning is you get things on sale and then you eat things at 79 cents for 2 years that other people are now paying $2.79 for. I love that about canning. These are organic carrots. I got 2 pounds for 99 cents a bag. I bought like 10 of them. Now I have carrots for 2 years, maybe a little less. I didn't even have to peel them. I water bathed them real quick in a hot water bath for 180 degrees for 3 minutes. Plunged them into cold water and then pressure canned them. Carrots have to be pressure canned. I'm very happy with these and they're a great price. One of the things I do a little bit differently than most people is potatoes. I cut them in bigger pieces like this. I do not hot pack them, and I don't like the texture of raw pack. There's a kind of an odd texture of raw pack that I don't care for. These are the same thing. Most vegetables I do 180 degrees in water. Use a candy thermometer. Put them in 180 degrees, bring the water back up to 180 degrees, hold them for 3 minutes, plunge them into cold water, and then pressure can them. Potatoes have to be pressure canned because they're a low acid food. But the texture is wonderful. When you're done with doing it in this way, you can cut them up and use them in potato salad. I can toss them in olive oil and have roasted potatoes. I can cook them further in a saucepan and then make mashed potatoes out of them. You have to use the waxy boiling type. Can't use the russet kind in this. But this is excellent. Love this product. A farmer down the road had excellent sweet corn. This isn't my sweet corn. Sweet corn can be tricky because if you pick it a day early and then can it, or if you pick it and then wait to can it, it has a high sugar content in it, and the sugar can turn brown in it when you can it. And it has a long processing time, 55 minutes for pints. This is excellent. If you can't home canned corn, you will always prefer it over fresh or over frozen or commercial canned. I can things in a lot of different ways because I use them in different ways. One of the things I've canned in 3 different ways are green beans. This is regular everyday green beans. We have hard water where we live, so you can kind of see that I, on this day, forgot to put vinegar in the pressure canner because you can see the calcium buildup from the outside. But these are our everyday green beans. I've also canned wax beans and green beans together because that's how we eat them. And I also canned whole green beans, and this is a 1.5 pint jar. This is a great money saver because in the grocery store, the commercial variety of these cost like $3. So this is an excellent way to save money. This cost me just the same as the cut-up variety. I've canned sweet potatoes. Same thing, 180 degrees, 3 minutes. Put them into cold water and then pressure can them. You can see I've used Tatler lids, and I've had better luck with Tatler lids for things that are non-fatty. So fruits and vegetables, Tatler lids, yes. Meats and convenience foods, not so much. Excellent taste on these. You can use these in 100 different ways. Can mash them up, can use them in sweet potato pie, sweeten them up with Splenda and cinnamon. Excellent. Tomatoes in a lot of different ways. This happens to be the one that I pulled out of the basement. These are quartered and raw packed. You use them in a lot of different ways. I've also run them through the squeeze-o, gotten out the seeds and everything, and like cooked down a tomato sauce. Tomatoes are very versatile. Use them in a lot of different things. At Susan from I'm Still Working suggestion, I can carrots and potatoes together. This has been a convenience for me in a surprising way. When I want a Sunday dinner that only takes me 20 minutes to cook, I pull this out with one of my canned meats, throw it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 15-20 minutes. I have a beautiful Sunday dinner that's a breeze to cook. Nice convenience. I've canned several meats. I canned chicken. This was the first thing that I did. This just happens to be smaller pieces, and I've canned them in a couple different ways since. If you're going to can only one meat, can white meat chicken. It's the most versatile, and you get the most use out of it. This is an excellent flavor. I know some people raw pack their meats. I don't like it raw packed. I don't like the scum that forms in a jar. I like to be able to see what I'm getting, and I don't want to have to worry about rinsing anything off. That's my choice. I know there are people who think otherwise. I like things to look pretty on my shelf, so that's why I do it. I've canned smoky links, and I won't can these again. There's a man who's pretty big in the prepper community and does a few canning videos. He canned hot dogs, and he seemed to like them, so I did some smoky links. And you can see where liquid squeezed out of these, then some fat squeezed out. These are in liquid, the fats are on the middle, and the top ones turn brown. They're edible, and we eat them when I can cover them up with something and not look at them, but they're not my favorite. I don't think I'll be canning those again. One of the things that's been the most surprising to me has been how you cut up meat sometimes affects the taste of it, and that might seem like a strange thing. But this roast beef and this roast beef were the same cut. I canned them on the same day. This is one solid chunk. It's a roast beef, and it tastes like roast beef. It tastes like fresh cooked beef. This is roast beef, the same cut, same day, same canner load probably. This tastes like stew beef. It has a little different taste to it. Susan from Imstillworkin said that they'll come out different, and I thought, no, that can't be right, but it does. This is good, and it tastes like what I thought it would taste like, and it's been very useful. But this is my favorite because it tastes more like fresh. From now on, I'll be canning whole chunks. You can cut it up later. You can shred it for fajitas or something else. But you can also have it as a big roast, which is a nice convenience for us. I use one of these. I use the potatoes and carrots. Open a can of green beans. I've got Sunday dinner that takes me 15 minutes. I've canned roast pork. Same way, big chunks. This is my husband's favorite. I've canned ground sirloin. This is okay. It has a little bit of a dog's food smell. It works for us if we put it in something spicy like taco meat and use it that way. If I was going to cook it or use it in something that had a more mild flavor, I'd be afraid of the dog food smell. When I was canning this, my husband didn't know that I was canning ground beef, and he said, it smells like dog food in here. That's what I was a little afraid of. I think from now on I'll be canning ground pork that will do the ground meat thing that I want it to and doesn't have that dog food smell. Susan from Imstillworkin gave us that suggestion. I think from now on that's what I'm going to be doing. I've canned corned beef. This is one of my favorite canned meats. It's excellent. Excellent taste. This is the only thing that I raw packed was corned beef because it's already been brined. I've canned two convenience things that a lot of people won't can. One of them is butter. I've watched Katzcradul's butter canning video about 30 times, and then I canned my butter. I bought this at $1.79 a pound in 2013, and I'm still eating it at $1.79 a pound. I was in the grocery store this afternoon, and this is November of 2015, and I saw butter for $3 a pound, but I'm still eating it at $1.79. Who's winning? I also canned cream cheese. This tastes just like fresh. The texture, everything is exactly the same as fresh that came right out of the carton. Excellent, excellent. Had great luck. Now, a warning, do your own homework. Don't just take somebody's word for it on the internet, and certainly don't just take one resource as a word for it. Don't just take the Ball Blue Book's word for it. Double check it against something like Putting Food By or your local extension office. They're going to tell you can't can dairy anyway. You can. They're excellent. I've canned a lot of convenience foods. I've canned vegetable soup. This is one of the first things I canned. And these, I grew all the vegetables and herbs in this one, so it's real satisfying when you do something like that. This doesn't have any meat in it. My family are carnivores, so I'm the only one that really enjoys it. This is one that has a vegetable soup that has corn and potatoes in it. And a note about that is you have to can things for the longest processing time ingredient in it. So if this had meat in it, which this does not, it would have to be processed for meat times. This has corn and potatoes in it, the longest processing time vegetable, and this is the corn, which means this had to be canned for 55 minutes at my altitude and for this size of jar. Follow your manufacturer's directions for your canner at your altitude for the longest processing time vegetable that's in your ingredients. I've canned beef stew. This is really good. This looks like it's been thickened with flour, but it has not. I used russet potatoes and the Ball Blue Book proportions. That's got my own spices in it, the way I like it flavored. But the proportions of vegetables and meat come from the Ball Blue Book. But because I used russet potatoes instead of waxy boiling potatoes, it looks like it's been thickened with flour. It tastes great, and it tastes like, I cooked it for 2 hours on the stove. But really, I pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes and it's done. Linda from Linda's Pantry gave us a recipe for lemon zucchini garlic soup. This is really good. She suggests finishing it off with cream cheese. We like it just like this. Great flavor, great convenience food for us. One of the things I'm most proud of is my homemade meat sauce. A friend gave me over 2 bushels of tomatoes, and I've got just 12 quart jars of homemade meat sauce from 2 bushels of tomatoes. It has a great tomato taste. I'm real proud of this came out. I'll use it kind of sparingly because it was kind of precious to me. I'll use it maybe for fancy lasagna or something when people come over. That's it. Most of the things I've canned. I've done some jellies as well. I didn't bring any of those up from the basement, but I've also done a lot of dehydrated foods, dehydrated potatoes, tons of dehydrated potatoes, fruits, vegetables, anything that I get on sale or that people, that a farmer down the road said, come get my apples, you pick. We picked 4 bushels of apples and I dehydrated them all. And I've got dehydrated apples for 2 years. It didn't cost me anything but the dehydrator time. When you think that way, you start thinking that way, and you start preserving things for your family, there's a comfort level to having that kind of thing. We have a nice supply of things to use in an emergency. I'm not canning anything to win a blue ribbon in a fair. I'm canning things so I have a supply of things for my family that I know what's in the ingredients because I put them in there. I know how they were processed. I get them at a good price, and I have them. They can be stored without electricity in an emergency. So I thank you, Katzcradul. Wonderful, excellent teacher. I'm so glad I found your channel. Thank you, Deb from the Perbain Channel. Thank you, Linda from Linda's Pantry. Thank you, Susan from Imstillworkin. Thank you, Michigan Snow Pony Renee. Thank you, Noreen from Noreen's Kitchen. And thank you, Bev from our Acre Homestead. I have learned so much from you ladies. If you are watching this video, thank you so much for letting me share this information with you. If you are thinking about preserving any food, check out those ladies' channels. I'll put links to them below. All these people that I've mentioned, if I were walking past them on the street, I might not know who they are, but I consider them all family. Thank you, ladies. I love you.